Hello and welcome to the next episode of Bloodborne Boss Battle. In this episode I'll be fighting Vicar Amelia, who is this lovely woman you see in front of you right here. Interesting thing about this boss battle, I first fought it using the PS Vita. Was just testing out the remote play on the console after yesterday's update. Turns out it works pretty well, so if you want a challenge, and more of a challenge than Bloodborne already is, give it a go on the PS Vita. It's pretty damn good. Although one criticism, it just doesn't feel right on the Vita. Controls feel, I don't know, a bit more awkward. Which I suppose is good if you want a bit more of a challenge. Anyway, back to this boss. I'm currently co-oping with whoever this person is, Shurano Yaiba _13, and getting a little bit destroyed at the moment actually. I've fought this boss 2 times previously and died on both attempts, so this was my third. So far it seemed like a pretty standard boss battle. I mean, it just sort of runs around, swings wildly, like that. And yeah, it didn't seem to stand out too much. I definitely did prefer the first 2 boss battles of the game, which was whatever the hell that thing was on the bridge, like the blood ravaged something or other, and then Father Gascoigne, or however the hell you say it. This is actually the third essential boss of the game. It's not an optional one, like the previous boss that I recorded. But I'd say the boss battle's fairly hard. It seems to have a lot of range on it, and when I tried to solo this as opposed to co-op, I got pretty annihilated. Before unlocking this, however, oh look, another one of my notes is really fun. Before unlocking this, I did get the chalice from beating the previous boss, which was that blood-starved beast. And that chalice is used to access a randomly generated dungeon in the game. Basically like a short little cave section, a bunch of enemies, and after you defeat all the enemies and get to the end of the dungeon, it unlocks a little door near the start of the dungeon where you can fight an optional boss. And that optional boss is way too hard for me to fight at the moment. It's basically just... It reminds me of the 2-sided zombie sort of boss fight in the bottom of the pirate ship in Dark Souls 2. Except it's only one-sided, and it is very quick and it has a lot of reach. Definitely a lot harder than this boss fight. However, with this boss fight, it'll be coming up in a moment, when you get the boss down to about 1/3 of its health, it sort of begins to glow, and while it's glowing, it will regenerate health at an incredibly fast rate, faster than you can deal damage to it. And here we go. As you can see down the bottom, its health is regenerating really quickly. There are 2 options to deal with that. You can either hit it and knock it out of its healing phase, which is a bit difficult if you're by yourself. Even with 2 people, it's pretty hard. The other option is, as you're coming to this area, the little shortcut where you unlock a gate so you can walk directly from the previous lamp. On the right there'll be a little ladder. I thought that led to the next area, but turns out there's an item up there. There's 6 of the same item, and using that item will prevent any enemy from healing for a short amount of time. Which I suppose was intended to be used in this boss fight. But I didn't find those items, so I couldn't really use it. Instead, what I thought was a good idea was bringing in as many Molotov cocktails as I could carry. That did a little bit of damage at the start of the boss fight, but I ran out fairly quick. At this point, I think me and my co-op partner realised we have to do enough damage to it before it heals. That jump attack does deal quite a significant amount of damage. Can one hit kill you if your armor's not quite so good. And again, like the previous boss fight, don't get too quick. When this boss is knocked down, I find you get a fair few seconds to get some hits in, which is pretty good. I think my co-op partner is currently chucking some molotovs, which is smart of him. And there we go. That is Vicar Amelia dealt with, and prey slaughtered. And as always, when you finish a boss battle, salute your comrades. It was quite a big help. Good old Shuro no Yaiba 13. And celebrate with some rolls. Anyway, that was Bloodborne boss battle, Qualbert versus Vicar Amelia. Thanks for watching.